with a social worker. Just send in a social worker and talk to them and make them feel all better about it. And then they won't murder anymore. That's gonna fix everything. Is it though? All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Let's party. So this is an interesting story. You guys know that Portland has, for a very long time, been in shambles. Has been a leftist paradise, if you can call it that. It's exactly what you would expect from leftists. Let's just jump into the story about what Walmart is doing because of all of the crime in Portland.
Doors are closing at the only two Portland Walmarts, and hundreds of customers are left finding a new place to shop.
Even Walmart is like, nah, it's too much.
12's Connor McCarthy spoke to some of those customers and joins us live now in Southeast Portland to tell us how this will impact how many low-income Portlanders, rather.
Well, Pete and Riel, this Walmart location here on Southeast 82nd Avenue is one of two Portland locations that will be closing. The other is in North Portland on Hayden Meadows Drive. Now, I spoke to customers at both locations, and they say the closing of these Walmarts will have a huge impact on their neighborhoods.
Let's not forget that a lot of people, especially in urban areas, which Portland is, depend on places like Walmart for cheap groceries. You know, in other places in the country, you can go to a ShopRite or a Publix or a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and stuff like that. But not a lot of people can afford that. Or maybe not a lot, but a lot of people cannot afford that.
It's a closure that will impact hundreds of Portlanders.
I was kind of shocked. It is a store that we go to for things like laundry detergent, trash bags, the essentials.
Walmart is closing its only two Portland locations, leaving many customers who rely on the big box store unsure of where to go next.
But why? Why would they be closing?
Amanda Paul is a regular shopper at the Walmart on Southeast 82nd. She relies on the store's affordable prices to keep her family well stocked.
Safeway is the go-to store if I have to, but that's 3 times the prices that I would spend here. So
that's 3 times the prices to go wherever else. 3 times the prices that she pays at Walmart.
What are we going to do? You're going to have to go further? Well, then you got gas money, so you might as well just pay for it at Safeway at this point.
Walmart says they're closing both Portland locations because they were not meeting financial expectations.
Not meeting financial expectations. So that sounds to me like not enough people are going to Walmart. But that's not the case.
But customers wonder if it's shoplifters impacting the store's bottom line.
Ah, shoplifting. So you're telling me, you are telling me that getting rid of things like cash bail and making it legal to, or not legal, but only a misdemeanor to steal almost $1,000 of merchandise, you're just going to get a ticket? And that has nothing to do with this, right? Nothing.
We got to resolve the shoplifting one way or another if that is simply the problem.
That's simply the problem.
It's not just Amanda, but many households in the Lentz neighborhood surrounding Walmart rely on the store to meet their needs. According to a 2017 Portland State University study, the Lentz neighborhood is considered to be a food desert. This means there's no easy access to affordable groceries for one of Portland's poorest neighborhoods.
So again, one of them is in one of the poorest neighborhoods. There's just nobody who's going to be able to afford a Whole Foods or even a ShopRite.
At the time, the study named the Walmart and a Winco nearby as the closest affordable stores for groceries in the neighborhood. After March 24th, there will be just Winco.
We live near some low-income housing, and I know that some people are here weekly, so I don't know where they're going to go.
Look at her breaking down over Walmart. Why? Because she loves Walmart so much? No, because even at Walmart, with all this inflation, that was her saving grace. No more. Thanks, Democrats.
Well, Pete and Riel, I did reach out to Walmart to see if shoplifting is one of the contributing factors for pulling business out of Portland. I also asked to see if there are plans to bring business back into the city in the future, but I didn't get a response. Live in Southeast Portland, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.
No answer. No answer. I don't think they're coming back, bro. They don't need Portland as much as Portland needs them. So let's take a look at another piece from Fox News here about public safety collapsing in Portland.
I remember this being a little crown jewel of the West Coast. The City of Roses, a little funky, a little weird, artsy, one of the best food scenes in the world. That's gone. Portland is a hollowed out shell of what it used to be. Businesses are fleeing and people are leaving.
Yikes.
For
Yikes.
pastures.
If you make over $250,000, you're one of the most heavily taxed people in the country. For what? I mean, I think people are looking around and wondering what services they're getting in return when they see lawlessness, crime, and decay.
And the government owes you no receipt. They have no reason to even answer that question. Where is my money going?
Public safety is failing in Multnomah County, and that's not a shocking statement. It's a complete disaster.
Look at this. I don't blame I don't even blame Walmart for wanting to leave this. This is horrible.
2022 set a new record for homicides in the city of Portland.
Record homicides for a second year straight.
Record year of gun violence.
96 homicides in Portland last year, and
96.
police already telling us they've responded to 12 shootings in the new year.
Homicides up 61%.
A man dead after a stabbing at a home in the Lentz neighborhood.
One person dead and one hurt.
The walls of her home are covered in bullet holes.
Police have been in a standoff.
Carjacked a passing driver.
The fourth time in the past year that the business has been broken into.
This is all in the same year for the same city. And it's not like 30 million people or however many are in Manhattan. This is Portland. This is way smaller, way less dense, and apparently way worse.
My name is Kevin Barton, and my job title is District Attorney for Washington County. I think it's a true statement to say that we are seeing increased rates of crime throughout the state. Each area has different challenges, but what we're seeing in the metro area is absolutely rising crime.
Why? Why? Because this crime has risen in Portland in the past 3 years. Pause it to get rid of it. 2020 was 1%, 21 was 8%, and 22 was 9%.
What's happening is with our decarceration and elimination of bail culture, we've got all these people running around. We've got people pushing toddlers, a woman pushing a toddler onto the Max tracks. Many of us saw that video. That was not too long ago. Someone's in his 70s, his head was chewed down to his scalp. His ear was ingested. The person who did this was allegedly on drugs. So we have a real crisis on our hands and an intersection of homelessness and crime. And then, of course, this failure to prosecute. And it's really scary because we also have this anti-police culture, you see?
The anti-police culture. Remember Defund the Cops? This was the central hub for all of this. So all the people who want to be able to do all this stuff have free reign. And then they wonder why public safety is collapsing in Portland.
You support the police. I think you'll get the middle finger pretty quickly. How are people suggesting that we address homicides, if not with police?
With a social worker. Just send in a social worker and talk to them and make them feel all better about it. And then they won't murder anymore. That's gonna fix everything. Is it though?
Portland area is made up of 3 big counties, the biggest counties in the state. Multnomah County is the biggest, and there's Washington County and Clackamas County. We make up the Tri-County Portland area, the greater Portland area.
Washington County is a large county. It's the second most populous county in Oregon. Property crime has increased. Violent crime has increased.
So there's a lot of people there. But again, it's not like LA. It's not like New York City. It's just really bad.
But I should say the increases that we're seeing are nothing like the increases that we're seeing in our neighbors, Multnomah County. So we are still a very, very safe county. In fact, we are the safest large county in Oregon.
Sure we are.
I'm John Wentworth. I'm the Clackamas County District Attorney. As I sit here and have this interview, there's a homeless camp right outside of my window. And that's unique. This has never happened before. And an increase in organized retail crime. We see that. We've
an increase in organized retail crime.
Seen an increase in domestic violence. It really took off, in my opinion, probably in the last 3 years.
The last 3 years. Seems like that should ring a bell, as if something changed right about 3 years ago. Just can't put my finger on it.
Rise in crime is more moderated in Clackamas County than I would say it is in, say, Multnomah County. That's a community that has a great deal of crime. 2 years ago, they had the highest homicide rate, Portland did, that it had ever had. Not just the rate, but the raw numbers.
Wow.
Largest number of homicides ever, and they topped that last year. We had 5. Part of it is the population and what they expect from their local government. Part of it is efforts to defund the police, which has worked.
Abolish it all. Abolish it all with an anarchy symbol. Now, I could be considered an ANCAP, anarcho-capitalist, but that's an ideal. I talk all the time about having the ideals and then understanding the practical reality of how close we can get to that. These people are trying to live in the utopia and showing that trying to live in utopia turns into dystopia. So, I mean, you guys get the point. Portland is in shambles, and it's because of all these democratic policies that have to do with crime, policing, all of that stuff. I don't know what to tell you guys. This is what you voted for. So just if you don't live in Portland and you don't want your city, town, country to turn out like Portland, then make sure you are voting against this stuff. I think that's a pretty simple conclusion to make, but hey, I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Come to the live show and tell me I'm wrong every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, thank you so much for partying with me. I am your host, Lech, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.